From Mediaite. Daily Show's Jordan Klepper ribs studio audience cheering on Tesla arson. Wow, you guys like petty acts of domestic terrorism. Indeed.
People.
Tim Pool just went off on The Daily Show, and honestly, it needed to happen. We're talking about a so-called comedy show that basically cheered on arson against Teslas. Like, are you kidding me? Tim Pool is done watching the left clap for this madness. He destroys the irresponsible narrative, calls out the people pushing for violence against Elon Musk's company, and straight up exposes the media hypocrisy. Let's hear what Tim Pool has to say.
A network error. Let's try that again.
People are not content to just scream about Elon in a high school gym. They're taking to the streets or the parking lots.
Tonight, the FBI and ATF now investigating multiple cases of possible arson targeting Teslas and Cybertrucks.
This dramatic video shows multiple cars in flames. Police say the attacker used Molotov cocktails. It's the latest in more than a dozen instances of arson and vandalism targeting Tesla.
The same suspect shot more Teslas with a gun. Tesla Cybertrucks were set on fire in Kansas City, and earlier this month, shots fired at a Tesla dealership in Oregon. Cybertrucks on fire in Seattle.
Wow, you guys like petty acts of domestic terrorism, huh? Cool. Wow. Okay, let me just say, nobody should be breaking the law and blowing up Teslas, especially because if you just wait a few minutes, they'll probably do it by themselves.
I don't understand what that joke was supposed to mean, but sure. Okay. Here's a guy who got banned from X, Rick Wilson.
He's garbage.
So from 30 days to a full suspension, LOL, guess Elon didn't like my video from last night. He was literally banned because he called for people to kill Tesla. And in his post, he literally says, attack, with a picture of a Tesla on fire, an actual picture, not a drawing.
He then spent a bunch of time saying, oh, you didn't read the piece. You didn't read the piece. You didn't read the piece. No one reads your garbage, and everyone picked up what you were implying in the first place, Rick, you garbage can.
I think he should be investigated. Here's says, this is the article that got me banned on Twitter. Nazis fine, racist feeks, okay? Describing a social and media campaign to hit Tesla stock price. Sissy SpaceX freaks out. Yeah, it's a picture of the Cybertruck explosion in front of the Trump building, and it reads, kill Tesla, save the country. Elon has a weak spot, attack. And, bro, I'm sorry. That's an imminent threat. You're literally saying Elon has a weak spot, attack. Okay, in the context of the picture of the flaming car you posted, no one's assuming that you mean figuratively in his stock price.
No, 100% not.
He knew what he was doing. He's he's an absolute piece of trash.
Right, so the issue that we're dealing with now in this country is Trump's a wartime president. And that's my point. The people are cheering in the audience of New York for overt terror against political targets. And the right is particularly naive and has been for some time. And I don't know what's going to take for them to finally realize that it's not a call to action. I'm not saying to do anything. I'm just saying start to realize what the left has out for you.
Yeah. So just ignore them.
And they've had it out for us for so long. Like, listen, before I knew things were bad before the election, and things were getting bad, and we had to fight fire with fire. And then once Trump won, I'm like, okay, cool. You know, we can start doing what we want to do, try to save America the best we can. And now it's just the judges and all these people, and then this violence and this terribleness that's going on. We can't take can we get a win, please?
Yeah, seriously. Like, I'm with Tim Pool's co-host on this one. When does it stop? The Daily Show and people like them keep encouraging this division and violence, and the right is just sitting there like, can we catch a break? It's exhausting. Tim Pool's co-host frustration here is super real.
Did you guys see all of the creators that are getting swatted right now?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So my friend Anna Matson posted from her Tesla the other day. She was driving and she posted, and she was immediately doxxed online.
Jeez.
She was terrified.
She posted what?
Someone went on. She was just making a video. She's a creator. She does a lot on Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Like someone walked up to her and filmed her car or something?
No, she was posting from her Tesla. She went out from to sit in it and make a video.
Yeah.
And somebody realized it was a Tesla, and they went online and they doxed her.
From her video, they saw she was in a Tesla.
Wow. And they doxed her online and told people to do what it.
I own 3 Teslas. I say when we go to DC on the weekend, everybody drives one.
The important thing, at least for me personally, the important thing isn't the number of Teslas that I own. It's the number of guns I own.
Oh.
I own 3 Teslas. I'm gonna be driving them around, and I guarantee you nothing's gonna happen to my Tesla.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting going to DC. I don't think anything's gonna happen. I think largely what the issue is there are a lot of tax on Tesla, but it is spread out all over the country, and the average person who has a Tesla is probably not going to be experiencing something like this. But there are a lot of people in cities who are very scared. But I think it'll be really fun to drive around a Cybertruck. You see the video where the guy flicked off the Cybertruck and the guy had like the kid in his car?
Oh, the guy who he started pounding on it and flicked
No,
it
it's
off.
like they're red light and the guy's just flipping off. He's just sitting there with his hand out the window. I'm like, bro, your tears sustain me. I am going to drive around in my Cybertruck, and when people start screaming at me, I'm just gonna blast "Espresso" by Sabrina Carpenter, and just like look at them and be like,
The Cybertruck is bulletproof too, so.
Apparently, I have something in common with all of the people doing things to these cars because I did not know that a Tesla records anyone that walks up to it.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw that video from DFW Airport of that guy keying the side of the Cybertruck and his face coming all the way down. I was like, he did not know that camera was watching him.
do these people not realize Teslas have like 12 cameras on them?
They don't.
Yeah, exactly. Like Tim Pool is saying, these people are clueless. Teslas are watching every move you make, and yet these idiots are out here vandalizing them on camera. It's wild that the Daily Show would rather joke about this instead of telling people to chill. Tim Pool calling them out, absolutely needed.
That's how uninformed and stupid they are.
Now, I will say this, Elon, hear my plea. I need to be able to look at the cabin camera when other people are driving it. They disable that. I don't understand. It's my car. I'm logged in. Because when you valet it,
Yeah.
So there's some places where we brought Cybertruck, and the valets aren't allowed to go in it for a couple of reasons. They say it's like, oh, because it's hard to drive or whatever. No, it's because it's a weird. I don't know about right now, but at least some of the places we've gone to where they're like, we can't valet a Cybertruck. You can park it right here and leave it up front, and so I just park it and then I get a preferred parking space basically. But it's because the company doesn't want people joyriding in Cybertrucks because they're all going to want to post pictures. So they said no one's allowed to go in them. So when I park, I've got a Model 3, a Model S, and a Cybertruck. When they are getting valeted, I open my app, and you can at any time you can open your app and look at all the cameras on your car. I can look at my cabin right now. So when I got a valet going in it, the camera turns off the moment he sits down. Why? Seriously, why? Elon, why?
It is weird.
It's my car. They're a valet. I'm letting them use it. I want to make sure they're not rifling through my stuff. Right?
Yeah.
My guesstimation is, so I don't know if you guys know this, but like Maryland, Virginia, there's several states where you have to have two-party consent explicitly to record someone or to videotape them. I don't know if you guys know why that exists.
That's audio,
because
not video.
It's video too in Virginia and Maryland because that's where Linda Tripp and Monica Lewinsky were. That's why that law passed there. But my guess is it's because some states are very explicit in those laws and they just don't want to run afoul of them. But if it's your car, then I don't see why.
Right, if it's your personal property.
It's your car. There's no expectation of privacy in your car.
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe Virginia, but typically video doesn't fall under one-party consent restrictions. It's audio recording, which is specifically
Does it
covered.
not have audio too? It's just video?
Yeah, it's just video.
Okay.
So the issue with party consent is, are you party to the conversation? If there's no conversation being recorded, video's fine. And that would also create problems for surveillance cameras outside of restaurants or even inside of buildings.
Yeah.
So, which literally happens in Chicago. I kid you not.
So you have to be actually involved in the conversation for you to have to require.
So there's one party, two party, and all party consent states.
Yeah.
I think DC is one party consent. No. Yeah, I think DC is two party. One party consent means no, it might be one party. One party means that if I'm sitting down with Cody here, I can record without his knowledge because I am party to the conversation and I consent to the recording. If it's a two-party consent, what's funny is when they passed these laws, they intended for two-party to mean like everybody in the conversation is aware because you're talking to somebody. But then people started arguing there's 5 people in the conversation and 2 of us agree to record.
DC's one party.
Yeah, so DC's one party.
Yeah.
Because the issue that came up with Nick Sorter when he got that recording of Swalwell was the question of whether or not he was in the conversation. And I said, bro, you're in public. there is no party consent because literally everybody in the room was party to that conversation.
Yeah, there's no expectation of privacy in public.
Right. So there's all party consent states where anybody involved, they all have to agree. You'll find that in places like Illinois where they will put you in prison because they are a crooked and corrupt state. The only reason to have those laws is because they're corrupt. Not entirely, to be fair. There's espionage laws. Like I'm not a big fan. It's tough between one and two party or all party. Me personally, if I'm having a private conversation with something about something personal and they're secretly recording me, like had I known that was happening, I wouldn't want that to happen. And I'm not talking about untoward behavior. Like, by all means, expose the people, journalists who are doing this. That's totally different. I'm saying, like, how messed up would it be if you're talking to someone and explaining, like, a family member with cancer that no one knows about, and we're now in financial struggles and I'm embarrassed, and then they're like, oh, I got this, it's going to be great, and they start spreading that around. So there are reasons why states ban that other than corruption, but for the most part, don't talk about things in public or with people you don't trust.
Yeah, trust is the big one there. If you don't trust someone, don't tell them your inner secrets or what's going on with your life and whatnot. Right, Cody?
Yeah, I've told you too much, haven't I, Raymond?
I was just thinking about the fact that I rent Teslas on Turo all the time, and I'm wondering how many times people looked at me like,
You had what?
I rent them on
Oh,
Turo
yeah, dude.
all the time when I'm
Everything you
traveling.
did was recorded.
I know.
Yeah. I for all last year I was going to not last year, I'm sorry, in 2023 I was going to LA regularly to do stuff, and I was renting a Tesla every time I went out there, Model 3. That was a big part of the reason why I wanted to get a Tesla for myself.
Tim Pool is 100% right for tearing it into the Daily Show. They're out here laughing about literal crimes, and Tim Pool isn't afraid to call them what they are: irresponsible and dangerous. This is why we need people like Tim Pool in media, because the Daily Show is just showing us how far off the rails they've gone. Stay sharp out there, and yeah, maybe stop cheering for arson, huh?